Okay, so question 39 gives us side, 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 and asks for us to find area. So before we apply Heron's formula, and hopefully get you to appreciate how nice it is, let's talk about what the alternative would be. What would, like, you guys should still be able to get this area, even if I hadn't told you what Heron's formula was. So any side can be the base. Usually people like to rotate an object, so like the base is at the bottom. So let's say this is B, and I'm going to call it my base. If I'm trying to make this to scale, C should be much longer than A. I don't know, something like this. Well, before Heron's formula, the only area formula that you really know is area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So again, any side can be the base. The way I drew it, most people would probably call B the base because it's down here at the bottom, but it doesn't have to be. 10.2. The height is the distance from the base to the other vertex perpendicular. So, can you solve for this height?
Yes.
Yeah, you could use law of cosines to find this angle, right? Because law of cosines will find you any angle if you know all three side lengths. And then if you knew this angle, you wanted to know the opposite side when you know the hypotenuse in a right triangle, you could do a sine equation. So you could do all of that just to find the height, and then you could do it the old-fashioned way. I don't want to do all of that. It's not as efficient as Heron's formula. Heron's formula is great and to the point when you have side, side, side. So Heron's formula says square root of s times s minus a times s minus b times s minus c. Well, they gave me three of these things. A is 2.5, B is 10.2, C is 8. All that's ready to go. The only thing left to kind of compute is S. And S is semi-perimeter, half the perimeter. So if I added up all three lengths, that would be perimeter. Don't divide it by 3. I know that's tempting because that would be an average, but it's divided by 2. Oh. And let's do that. 2.5 plus 10.2 plus 8 divided by 2. Okay, is this going to work for S? That's not going to work, right? It's got the same parentheses issue. So don't just say side plus side plus side divided by 2. It's going to do this first. You need parentheses around your numerator. You want it to do all that numerator stuff first. Again, it's okay to not realize that at first, but as long as you guys are checking your work as you go along, it shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, well that's supposed to be S. S is 10.35. 10.35. So here's a 10.35, 10.35, 10.35, 10.35. Now we just need to plug all that in our calculator at once. For convenience, I'm going to use that store feature again because I think it makes it easier to do. I'm going to store this as S. And Heron's formula says the square root of S times S minus A, 2.5 times S minus B, which was 10.2, times S minus C, okay, and there's the area. So same thing we could have done the other way that I showed at the start of this question. This is much quicker, and just arithmetic and using your calculator. So about 5.352, and this is an area, so the units should be squared. Squared feet, squared inches, squared meters. Doesn't give me units here, so I'll just say units squared. All right, any questions that jump out at you about question 39?